Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. So I spend a lot of time thinking about education, but it's probably more than a lot. It's all I do. I run a school, I try to convey ideas to people, and one of the things I found is that it helps me most when I not only look at my students, but look inside myself. We have to look inside us and find out what makes us tick. Why do we learn? And then try to impart that to others and learn how our students learn. And in this regard, I think that education's a journey. It's not just you presenting material, you telling them content, it's you leading them down this path. You have to walk together because you can learn from your students just as much as they can learn from you. And because of this, no one learns alone. And you might be like, John, I'm an autodidact. I read a lot of books and can teach myself. I just know it all. But I say phooey to that because even when you're reading a book, you're learning vicariously with the author. It's the author's words that bring the material alive. It transports him to where you are so you can engage in this dialogue. And thus my corollary that no one learns alone. And because of this, education is not a zero-sum game. And we need to work with the students just like the students work with us. And this is a slide from Amy Jo Kim's presentation at the last Ignite. And I think it's very powerful to think about this, not in terms of games, but also in terms of other aspects of our lives, such as education. And when you try to work with a student, they all bring their own experiences, their biases, their history, what they know, what they don't know, and they're all unique. So you can't treat them all the same, which is what a lot of modern education does by just giving content and hoping they pick it up. And we need to learn. We gotta put ourselves in their shoes, see things from their perspective, and in doing so, we not only help them learn the material better, but we inspire them. We have to motivate them to learn and wanna learn more, because if you don't present the material in a way such that they're excited about learning, they're just gonna stop, regardless of whether it's easy or hard. And there's always hard parts when you're learning something that you don't already know. So it's up to the teacher, the burden's placed on them to present material in such a way. And the conjecture of my talk is the educational uncertainty principle. And this is where it gets pretty nerdy. It gets nerdy and scientific going forward, so bear with me. But one of the cores is the wave-particle duality. This is the double-slit experiment that proved that all matter, big and small, has these two fundamental properties, both wave and particle. And because of this, there's very interesting implications, one of which is a cat that's alive and dead. Schrodinger said, this cat's alive is probabilistic. It is either alive or dead, and you never know until you look at it. And just like this interesting paradox, there's Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. And Heisenberg said that the momentum and the position of a particle can't be known to an arbitrary precision. And this isn't just our measurement tools. This is based on the fundamental wave-particle duality. And I want to apply this to education. That the depth and the speed with which you can learn is limited by what I call aptitude here. And this isn't just the teacher or the student. This is the interaction between student and teacher. And thus, they must work together. Because when you're presenting an idea, you have to encode it in such a way and transmit it so it can be most effectively decoded by the receiver, in this case the student, such that they can internalize this material and it doesn't go in one ear and out the other. And the current state is this high jump. We say, how high can you jump, student? Pass these tests, hit these marks, and I don't care where you're coming from. You could be a sprinter, marathon runner, shot put, discus. Everyone has to jump this bar. But I say it's not about who crosses the finish line first, because everyone has their own finish line. They all have their own goals, and they all start in different places. So if we think of just where people end, it's very counterproductive to actually helping them learn. We have to think of a delta. And in doing so, we take them one step at a time, moving along slowly, having them progress productively, and in some cases even deceiving them, tricking them into learning, such that when they finally get that aha moment, when they say, I understand, I see what you're trying to make me see, they feel this immense empowerment that they could come to this conclusion, be it that you help them along, the fact that they got to it seemingly on their own is what makes them want to keep going, keep learning. And thus, even for the autodidacts out there, the ultimate kind of jest is that the author is tricking you, whether you know it or not. So no one learns alone, and thus we need to help each other in our journeys. Thank you.